Live from the East Lansing Underground, this is 88.9 bringing you The Basement. I'm your host, Liv, as always.
And I'm the co-host, Griffin.
Today we're in studio with a MSU local artist named birddog. birddog, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm birddog. Yeah, I am a local artist now, as of a couple months ago.
What kind of music are you playing for us tonight? Can we get just a taste of what your sound's going to be, and then we'll jump right into our first song and just show the listeners what you're about.
I feel like folk Americana is pretty good little descriptor. I sometimes have a slight southern accent, so maybe bordering on country, but, you know.
Nice, we're glad to hear it. So would you start us off then with our first song of the night, Boys Smoking Cigarettes?
Yeah, absolutely. My stomach that even alcohol can't seem to shake. My friends are all new, and in a month I'm moving out of state. In the minds of other men, there's appealing girls dancing in fishnets, but in my tuckered out mind, I'm watching the boys smoking cigarettes. And maybe there's something wrong, I should hate myself for feeling, but the boys are going out tonight, and being with them sounds more appealing. I'm still an angry man, but I'm calming down. I'm fighting that fiend, but I'm still around. God hasn't let me down, so I guess I keep pushing. My life's upside down, but I'm scared of missing the point. The moment he walks in, the world stops spinning on a dime. And if he offered me his hand, I'd offer him all my goddamn time. I'm finally a free man to love and to hate and a restless Sundays. And I'll throw down my hand when it's time to tussle with fate. I'm still an angry man, but I'm calming down. I'm fighting and fiending, but I'm still around. God hasn't let me down, so I guess I keep pushing. My life's upside down, but I'm scared of missing the point. I got this pit in my stomach that even alcohol can't seem to shake. My friends are all new, and in a month I'm moving out of state. In the minds of other men, there's appealing girls dancing in fishnets, but in my tuckered out mind, I'm watching the boys smoking cigarettes.
And
Cool.
That was Boys Smoking Cigs by birddog.
I just want to say, you have the most wonderful, wholesome grin on your face when you're performing. You just absolutely light up, and it's such a privilege to get to see you here in studio.
No, yeah, you are such a ray of sunshine. I want to ask you a question. Do you fly birddog? Do you fly south in the winter? Is that how you get your southern accent?
Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've lived a lot of places. I've lived Texas, Arizona, Montana, and then my folks now live in Oklahoma. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So all over the place.
all over the place.
What state do you think influenced you the most as an artist with your sound?
Or even as a person, too.
I think that the state that influenced me most with my sound is probably Texas, just because I grew up there and I grew up listening to all the music that my parents listened to. So Tim McGraw, Blake Shelton, just like Luke Combs, that kind of thing. Now the artist that probably influences me the most is Zach Bryan, for sure, because he takes a really poetic approach to all of his music, and I kind of do the same thing. So,
Yeah, we were chatting a little bit before we started recording tonight, and you were saying that your writing approach usually starts off as just poetry and just writing poetry, and then you add music from here. I would love to hear more about that, and what about poetry as a more approachable starting point for you, or what draws you to that?
So conversationally, I've always had a very difficult time expressing my feelings.
And writing has always been how I was able to get them out. So I probably started writing poetry like when I was 8, and it like wasn't good, but like I wrote it. And throughout just like middle school, high school, and then now just everything that I'm going through, like I write it down in poetry. And sometimes I'll just write something and I'll be like, oh, this is like really good lyrical poetry, and so I could add on to this more. And then if I have something that I'm really wanting to share, then I'll put music to it. So
Wow. So birddog has been around since you were 8?
theoretically, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
So-
I want to ask you, what does your creative process look like? I know on your social media, you spend a lot of time in the outdoors. I see you travel. You love to camp. Is that a special place where you like to, write?
Outside is for sure where I love to write. Like my soul is at peace whenever I'm outside. So camping, I worked for 2 weeks in Yellowstone.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote a lot of poetry while I was out there.
Wow.
What were you doing?
Montana Conservation Corps. So
Wow.
yeah, we fixed up the entire Mammoth Hot Springs Boardwalk, and then we cleared 18 acres of like knapweed and houndstong.
Thank you, birddog.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for your service. I love that. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's just listening to your story and your origins. So impressive. Like, it's a pretty big jump to go from being someone who's not comfortable expressing your emotions verbally to like sharing a song and putting that out there. That's incredibly vulnerable. And then the way that ties in with just caring in general. Like, it's clear if you're doing that kind of work and you're getting out there and you're wanting to protect the things that we have, like that takes a lot of heart and a lot of just dedication to the things that you find value in. Does it feel connected to you, or are these all just sort of like parts of yourself that came to be at different points and we end up with this picture?
Like
of...
the music or like the connection to nature or...
That was such a winding question. Yeah. Let's narrow that in a little bit for you. I guess, okay, let's take the big picture of having a big heart. How much of a, do you identify with that? And how much of a role does it play in your life and the person that you are and that you've become?
I think it plays a huge part. First of all, thank you. Second of all, I think it plays a huge part in just everything, like the way I interact with people and the kind of music that I write. Once we start talking more about the songs throughout this set, I feel like it'll become very apparent that I'm someone who is very impacted by the other people around me. And that a lot of the emotions that I process through are almost like feeling other people's emotions in a way.
Yeah.
Like trying to like process through those kinds of emotional.
Well, speaking of the people around you, is Mary Oliver someone that's special in your life?
Mary Oliver is a poet.
Okay. Hey.
No. You're good.
Well, I would love to hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah, once again, this is The
Okay.
Basement, and you're listening to birddog, and this is Mary Oliver.
Cool.
Mustang hands, I just need a ride, 'cause it's cold outside and I like your smile. Come home with me, I'll put you inside. Warm sun tea up so nice, just tell me about your life, honey. Loose shirt of mine draped on you, oh mine. 'Cause your clothes are soaked from the rain outside. I don't want none of that whiskey on ice. I just need your life and your heartbeat next to mine. I'll break my own heart this time. Glue it back together, focus on the jagged edges. I'll take a little more care this time. Make sure that I love myself before I let in anyone else. I'll look a little bit further further down the line. Focus on the problems, ask for help to solve them. I'll quote Mary Oliver's lines. If you know what I mean, the world will call to us like wild geese. I don't care about your history, just whisper to me, I'll whisper back. It'll be like game show TV. We can watch the birds outside gather nesting, sticks and stones and all of the other warm things. I'll turn down the lights and volume on the TV. Just lay your head down, rest on me. I'll play with your hair, darling. I don't want nothing else, just simply talk to me. If I was looking for anything else, it would have already found me. I'll break my own heart this time, glue it back together, focus on the jagged edges. I'll take a little more care this time, make sure that I love myself before I let in anyone else. I'll look a little bit further down the line, focus on the problems, ask for help to solve them. I'll quote Mary Oliver's lines. If you know what I mean, the world will call us like wild geese. If you know what I mean, the world will call us like wild geese.
Wow, I'm speechless, honestly. Like, you are so talented.
Thank you.
I cannot wait for this session to come out. I need to listen to that like 8 more times in a row.
I want to go back to Mary Oliver. Will you please educate me and the people listening who might not know who this poet is?
Yeah,
And-
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Mary Oliver was a poet who wrote tons and tons and tons of poetry about the environment. So, like, I think that the reason that I resonate with her so deeply is because I view the environment, like, in the same exact way that she does. Like, she talks about it, like, bringing her peace, and she always, like, relates it back to how she views herself and her relationships with other people. So, Wild Geese is one of her most famous poems, and it's just basically talking about, like, everything's gonna be okay, because, like, the wild geese are, like, calling to us, and just, I don't know, it's really optimistic, and I really love all of her poetry. So, and one of my really good friends got me into it, so.
I was just gonna ask how you discovered her. What was that like, kind of building this identity with her and finding someone that more and more you realize aligns with how you see the world?
Oh, it was so great. And it's always super great whenever you find a poet or an artist or just anybody who you can really resonate with their art. And it was just one of those things where I would just read her poetry and I'd sit down and I'd read, like, 4 or 5 poems in a row, and I just, almost get teary-eyed just because it's just so beautiful. And it really hits you, like, deep in your chest.
Could you ever see yourself being that for someone else? Like with the art that you make?
Oh, I think if somebody ever told me that, I would cry. Like, I think genuinely that would be the best compliment that I could ever get from anybody, just because, I don't know, I consume a lot of art that resonates with me. So then it's like, if someone was like, oh, that resonates with me, I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. So.
Is there a poem that you know on the top of your head from Mary Oliver?
Oh, nothing that I have memorized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she does have a lot of good stuff, and you should look her up after the session.
Well, for someone who's new to poetry, or at least in that world, where do I start?
With just, like, poetry in general?
Well, yes. Like, who are some poets that I should get into, and why?
Ooh. Shoot. Do you, like, read, like, a lot of, like, classical stuff, or would you be more into modern stuff, or
Something contemporary, I would say,
more
modern.
contemporary? There's this book, and I forget who it's by, but it's called As the Light Seeps In, or something like that, and it's incredible. I read it all in one night, like one go. Made me cry. It's poems from this girl like wrote it, and she wrote it over the course of like 3 years, and it was her mental health recovery, and it's all in chronological order, so it's like this like entire book worth of poems, and it's like separated out by sections of her life throughout those 3 years. So like it's poems from that era, and you can like gradually see her like getting better and like starting to view life in a more positive way, and that was a really, really, really great book to read. So
Well, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. So
That sounds so powerful. I have like goosebumps just hearing you describe it. Is mental health something that's been super important in your personal journey and in your life to date?
oh, absolutely, like 100%. I've personally struggled with both anxiety and depression, and I feel like that has not influenced only the way that I view myself, but also the way that I view the world. And I think that like coming out of that type of like deep, dark place is just the most incredible feeling. And it's just absolutely incredible to read like Mary Oliver's poetry and be like, I have this same sort of optimism for the world around me. And I think that is one of the things that motivates me as a lyricist, because I'm just like, I think that if I could share that bit of just like super strong emotion with somebody, then that would be enough. Because it's like, the thing that they don't tell you about a depression is it's not all sad, it's just numb. And that's what I think is like my main goal, is to just make people feel something. So
Well, I know you mentioned you lived in Oklahoma. You've been in Texas,
Yes.
Montana.
yes.
So what brings you to Michigan State?
They have a great zoology program, which, shocker, I'm a zoology major. And yeah, they have a great zoology program, and it's one of the like states that has like met a lot of my criteria. Like it has a lot of outdoor stuff to go do, and it's got really good opportunities around Michigan State. There's like 3 zoos within a 2-hour radius, so I'm like, that would be great for, you know, internships opportunities. And my brother also lives in Detroit, or he lives in Royal Oak, excuse me. And
A distinction must be made.
oh yeah, and it made my mom feel a little bit better that I was moving somewhere where my family was. So yeah,
Wonderful.
Nice. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
yeah, I love East Lansing so much. So
Good.
yeah,
Welcome to the Mitten.
thank you.
For our next song, is it Highlight?
Highlight. So it's a
Highlight.
canyon in Bozeman, Montana, which is where.
Oh, sick.
So yeah.
That's like where you're from?
Oh, that's the town in Montana that
And there's a canyon in that town.
It's our reservoir, Highlight.
And you go there quite a bit, I assume so?
Oh, that's where I like learned to backpack and camp and like hike. That's where probably Highlight is like where I really got into nature. So in the 3 years that I lived in Montana.
Please tell me you wrote this song here at Highlight. Oh, it's okay if you didn't.
No, I know. I'm trying to remember where I wrote it. I think I wrote it after going to Highlight. So the little bit. No, but I didn't write it in the woods, unfortunately.
That's all right. Well, I'm very excited to hear it. Once again, this is Birddog, and you are listening to Highlight.
You ain't the monster everybody made you out to be. When we was hunting monsters, you were right there next to me. And that night I got so drunk and I rested my head on the soft shirt of your upper chest, and you held me there like I was one of your kin, like I was one of your kin. Maybe someday you'll see the inside of Folsom Prison, but if you got a quarter, I'll be there to listen. To your stories and your history from the class we took when we were just 15. Just 15. got a selfish streak, I will not lie. You got a sharp look in the darks of your eyes. The ocean came up so quick, I thought we would die. May your body like a lake lay undisturbed till the last piece of you returns to the clouds. To the clouds. You ain't the monster everybody made you out to be. We was hunting monsters, you were right there next to me. And that night I got so drunk and I rested my head on the soft shirt of your upper chest. And you held me there like I was one of your kin, like I was one of your